so evil. Man, I really thought in the beginning it would be like an interesting love triangle where like Maria was in love with the white-haired girl instead, but never mind that, I guess. That's what I thought. But no, she's just very evil, as it turns out. Nice room you got here. But I guess that's only natural. You being the man of the house and all these fancy furnishings. You do know this stuff's too good for you, right? And then me, I get that bare little maid's room. Drives me up the wall. So hey, Jacobo. Clear the air of your little lady yet? Maria. I love the look in your face. I'm guessing you didn't make things better then? You know good and well that she's not even here anymore. Well, yeah, but I still want to hear you say it, you know? I want to hear from your own mouth that you couldn't keep a leash on your woman, so you locked her up, drove her mad, broke her down, then she ran away from you. You know, I was thinking of the worst, actually. I'm gonna be honest. I thought she was going to, you know, off herself. When she meant leaving, I thought she meant leaving this moral coil. It would be just desserts for Jacobo. You know, even though he's also a victim, if he's gonna treat his woman this way, despite infidelity, even if it's just infidelity, he treats his woman this way, I don't think he deserves her, is all I'm saying. But I guess it wouldn't be great for her, though, I guess. But, you know, the white-haired girl obviously deserves better, also. So maybe her killing herself, probably not great either, but anyway. Well, hopefully she's fine. I mean, obviously, I imagine the white-haired girl is kind of immortal, you know? It doesn't seem like she ever dies, so... You know, she'll you know, find someone else next time, is what I'm thinking. She'll go through another route in the Otome visual novel that she's going through, I guess. Go on, say something. Climb back on your high horse and start shouting like you always do. Why, Maria? Why would you do this? Why? Why do you think? Because I fucking despise you. I've been trying to figure out how I wanted to end things, but then they just fell apart on their own. The fates are just smiling down upon me, I guess. Nonsense. She was waiting for me until the day of the joining ceremony, and I was going to see her that day. You knew the ceremony has been postponed. That's what you get for putting it all in my hands. For thinking I'm the only one on your side. What, do you think I just tell her like a good little maid? Not a chance in hell. We talk about some fantastic news. We both picked the same day, but we got the dates different. Ironic, isn't it? Absolutely perfect. Maria, is that how you've always felt? How long have you held this grudge against me? How long? How long? How goddamn dense can you be? Must be nice living your little fantasy world, Jacobo. And this is the next Capo Familia? Oh my god, my sides. So you've always hated me? At the very least, I fucking loathed you since the minute we had our reunion. At first I did try to convince myself you had your reasons. Didn't make it feel any less unfair though. You had all your money and your power and everything else you stole from me. And then you go get hitched to this pretty little lady. Don't try to act like you're the victim here. This is all on you. You have any idea how I felt? Followed from grace, made your goddamn maid, having to suck up to you. You have any idea how infuriating this was? Or do you think I didn't know anything? You think I didn't suspect anything? If you did, then you got your head way up in the clouds. So you were motivated by your grudge against my family, the Rosati's. Precisely. That's exactly it. Okay. I was thinking that she did not like him in the very beginning, but, you know, I guess ever since they met up when they were older. I was wondering, you know, why she wasn't made in the first place. But you would think that she would find a job somewhere else, but maybe that's what it is. That's what breeded her resentment, was that he got so powerful while she was replaced and everything. Because initially she was part of like a powerful mafia family, right? Before she moved away. Your father wanted so badly to be the Capo Familia, wanted so badly to be in power, that he murdered my dad and grandpa. Okay, so it was revenge. They said it was a carriage accident. The ground was all turned to hell where it happened. You wanna tell me what kind of carriage accident caused it to explode? As soon as my dad and grandpa died, your dad took over as the Capo Familia. The balance of power in the factions began to change. My family, and anyone with ties to Campanellas was either exterminated or exiled. The Brazzatis took control of the city. My grandpa's Casca became your Casca. No one in their right mind would be naive enough to think the Brazzatis didn't have a hand in that. The great Campanella family, bitten by their pet dog, except the dog had rabies. As a result, in time, that lush historic land will wither away and die. My dad and grandpa, buried in that dried up earth, are screaming in their graves even now. You can't prove me wrong, can you, Jacopo? And now, first in line to be the next Capo Familia is you, his son. Naturally. Feels pretty good, don't it? Slaughtering my entire family, leaving us to wallow in the mud. Oh, you live here like a fucking king. Because of what your family did, I don't have a home to go back to anymore. No house, no prestige, I have nothing left. That's goddamn outrageous. The Campanellas who are supposed to run that city, but instead, you filthy Brazzati curs are crawling over like some kind of infestation. I'm a legitimate Campanella. I'm stuck being a goddamn maid. If I had been born a woman, I could have become the Capo Familia after my dad and grandpa died. And because I'm a woman, I couldn't retaliate. Just had to sit in my hands and watch the tragedy unfold. It was absolutely miserable. So I had to make you suffer as well. I had to make you as... No. I had to make you twice as miserable as I. You had no reason to hate anyone but me. Why did you make her part of this? Do you have some grudge against her too? Not particularly. I actually rather liked the madam. Sweet, pretty, kind-hearted, timid and fragile. Trusted every word I said. A splendid little toy. You thought of her as your toy. Now. Can you really call me out for that? You can't. You have no right. You never cared one bit about anyone else. They're all footstools to you. It's a little too late to find yourself a sense of morality. This whole thing, it could have been avoided if we two just had a single conversation. But instead, the both of you come crawling to me, saying you're my only ally, Maria. How dense can you be? Of course, I thought you were our only ally. I trusted you, as sure as she did too. Then you should get your eyes examined, because you can't see a damn thing. Maria. My god, it was beautiful. The way you two blindly trusted me, creating your own little misunderstanding and causing your own pain. How you could never seem to get on the same page, watching it all fall apart. Maria, is that everything? You extended your grudge and all you did? Yeah, that's everything. All that's left is for me to kill you. Nice gun. What was that model, actually? I don't know. Looks, I mean, it's obviously a revolver, but the chamber is a little... Not the chamber. What do you call it? It's the barrel. That's what it is. The barrel looks a little weird looking. I don't know. What kind of gun is that? Is that a real gun? Looks weird to me. Anyway. Also anime, you know, see, is that, you always see in anime, by the way. I don't know what you call this, but the little shine in their eyes when they like move really quickly. It's such an anime thing. Hold still now. I wouldn't want to miss. Maria, you! Does our past mean nothing to you? Was that oath just an empty promise? How could it, when you remember so clearly? Fine. I'll explain it for a little romantic boy. Bad grown-ups will even take advantage of good memories. It's time I finally returned this to you, Jacobo. I knew it. That cartridge you gave me, packed with your disgusting sentimentality. Kill you at the end, though. All you Brazzati curs. I'll send every last one of you straight to hell. My revenge has just begun. Evil laughter. Even if you had been a man, you would have been a suitable Capo Familia. You should have aimed between my eyes, Maria. Jacobo! Well. Well. I don't know. Can you still talk? I mean, you got shot in the brain, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure. Why? Well. As it turns out, she didn't get her revenge, however. To be honest, I was kind of rooting for Maria. She's a horrible person. Like, I wish she didn't obviously involve the white-haired girl and everything. But her revenge is a little justified. It's a little violent, obviously. But, like, You know? I'm always sympathetic to characters that their main motivation is revenge. And well, again, it doesn't justify all her actions, but I was kind of hoping that she would kill him, actually, and then kill everybody else that was involved in the Berzati family. Anyway, in a panic, I pulled the trigger, and from the barrel a bullet went flying, quite literally right between her eyes. Yeah, we did see that. Would anyone ever believe me if I said this wasn't how I wanted things to turn out? The rain just keeps on coming. Wonder if we're able to go home today. Hey, Jacobino. Say something, you little wuss. Be quiet. You're gonna give me a headache. The lightning's way louder than me. You jump, Jacobino. You're such a baby. You jump too. Stop calling me that. Don't be scared. Don't cry. I'm not crying. Your eyes are damn too. I'm not crying. Not at all. Not one bit. Liar. There's no end to this rain, is there? I'm fine, if it doesn't stop. There's nothing at home for me. You don't want to go home? Your parents don't get along, huh? That's got nothing to do with it. Liar. You've got it good. Everyone loves your grandpa. Whenever anyone needs something, they come to him. Now there's a great man. Huh? How did my grandpa become part of this? Oh, no reason. Not everyone likes him. He gets just as much hate as love. Grandpa's not really a model citizen. He's mostly just shrewd. Are you jealous? I'm not. My old man is, though. Huh, is he now? Well, your dad's got his good points too, I think. Like, I don't know, he's like the kind of man who can accomplish big things. Though he seems a lot stricter than my grandpa. Oh, come on, I don't get you. What are you climbing up for? No reason. If you don't want to go home, then how about we go somewhere far away from here? Huh? Once it stops raining, let's get out of here. Head up to the capital, find some work. We can make it work, the two of us. Oh, and we'll bring Nero, of course. If we could, that'd be nice. Break free from the city and its outdated traditions. It's somewhere bigger, more forward-thinking. If only it were possible. It's alright, Maria. I know you were just joking. We wouldn't be able to find work anyway. If the two of us ran off, we'd be starving in a month. You have to be blind not to see that. Right. Let's go home once the rain lets up. Yeah, once it does. But till then, I know, let's sing. Sing even louder than the lightning. And maybe you'll stop crying, Jacobino. I'm not crying. Come on, let's sing. La 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 la. Okay, la 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 la, little. I don't know what kind of song they're singing, but little la la la. La la la, little la la. No idea what to sing. Maria, I may not put it into words, but I trust you understand that I consider you a dear friend. Listen to me, Jacobo. My actions were justified. I did what I did for the betterment of this city, this land. The Campanillas were too conservative. Under their control, this country will atrophy. Progress will continue to lose steam. If we don't push forward, we'll fall further and further behind. Before long, you will be made the next Capo Familia. But until that day, you will cross over to the New World, establish the Casca there, unify us, bolster us, make us strong. I'll handle things back here. I won't let the Campanellas try and strike back. What? You want Mario to? Oh, it's dangerous to keep a Campanella so close by. She has to be taken care of. If you insist, but do not let your guard down. Betrayal is a constant companion in this world. I'm giving you my revolver. Keep it on you at all times. Glory everlasting upon our blood, and upon this earth. Okay. So that's the reason, yeah, well, it says right here. The best I can give you is a job as my maid. If I show you any more obviously preferential treatment, the Brazzatis are liable to step in. Money, power, respect. Enough authority to not take orders from anyone. I thought that if I could obtain all that, I would be able to give you your freedom. And her as well. I wanted to give you both comfortable lives. But none of that got through to either of you. Well, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, just like any kind of story, it was just, a miscommunication. Everything is slipping through my fingers. Her love, my friendship with Maria, both of their smiles. Master! What was that sound? Do you like get there was another assassination attempt on you? This is the second time this week. Ah, so much blood. Maria? What happened this time? Yeah, exactly. What happened this time? Gosh, everyone gets murdered all the time in this house. You keep getting stuck witnessing the worst things. What? Call a doctor. Someone with tight lids. Don't call the police. Don't make a scene, got it? If so, then go on. Yes, sir. Right. Not everything has slipped from my grasp. My money and influence are all that's left. That is what you wanted, though, is it not? You sought money and power, no? Aren't you going to go? Yes, I will. But first, I would like to ask you something. What do you intend to do from here? What am I going to do? Exactly the same as before. There's but one thing for me to do. I see. Will you eventually find solace in your riches? The way I see it, money and power can be your ally, but they can become your enemy in the blink of an eye. If you do not put them into words, your feelings will never make it through to anyone. For unlike money, humans are not measurable by their appearance. He failed to communicate to anyone what he held within his breast. He was chained down by his place in society, his pride, his relationships, and his own heart. And at some point, he found himself in a position where he was no longer able to speak his mind. After enough time, he likely forgot how to be genuine at all. Or perhaps someone like him simply would not, even if they knew how. In any event, there are many things in this world that cannot be communicated without being put into words. How sad that his tale should end without him expressing how he truly felt. How hard it must have been to never clear up his misunderstandings. After Jacob's confrontation with Maria, the Pacific Railroad was completed, as scheduled. Celebratory cheers shook the new world as the last spike was driven to the rails. Jacobo, however, could not even manage to smile listening to the telegraph. And I'm sure you can take a guess as to why. The people with whom he wished to share that moment were not there. Shortly following her death, Jacobo held a private funeral for Maria. Then he commenced a search for the white-haired girl. But he did not do so alone. He hired others to help, did everything in his power to find her, tirelessly searching for many, many years. However, he was never able to locate her. And he spent the remainder of his life alone. Money, power, renown, servants. The world around him was always quite lively, but solitude was his only companion. He waited and he waited, and he waited for the white-haired girl to return. The years crawled by, and with no family or loved ones at his side to care for him in his old age, he died alone. That's what you get, I don't know. Sorry, but I don't feel any sympathy for Jacobo. It really is kind of his fault, though. You gotta communicate, man. Yeah. Otherwise, your best friend will start to a revenge plot on you, and your wife will run away from being abused. Yeah, that's anyway. Okay, there you go. I assume that's the end of the third story. If nothing else, that was just sad, though. Overall, it was just sad. The first one was like kind of similar too, I guess. It was kind of creepy actually with Nelly and everything, but otherwise, it was kind of similar. The second one was definitely just like full on cycle. Third one was just overall just sad. I don't know. It was just kind of sad. That's it. Just sad, mostly for the white hair girl, really. I mean, obviously, I guess you just feel bad for the white hair girl. I feel like that's what the overarching theme is. The door before you slowly drew shut. You could no longer hear the raucous, how you say, raucous sounds of the man from within the den. The faint scent of cigarette smoke, however, lingered in the air. Staring vaguely at the closed door, you noticed something was amiss. The maid, who had been holding your hand, was no longer at your side. You glanced around, but she was nowhere in sight. Down the corridor stretched only darkness. Not having anticipated this, you were unsure how to react. What's the matter? You lost, or just trying to take in the sights? Okay. A voice called out to you, but it was not the maid's voice. Caught off guard, you spun around, confused in search of the source. Where are you looking? We're here. Yeah, there you go. A little more to the left. Following the voice's instructions, you found yourself facing a wall. You look like you've just seen a ghost. I don't know who this is though. Hey now, come on, don't turn away. Yep, you got it. I'm the one talking to you. The voice was coming from within the painting. When you had passed by this wall on your way to the third door, a magnificent landscape painting had been hanging there, but now the canvas was a deep shade of black, as if it had been dipped into a vat of ink. Been a while since I've talked to anyone, so tell me, you can hear me alright, can't you? Splendid. Been so long since I've had a conversation, I was afraid I might have forgotten how to talk. So tell me, who might you be? You don't know. Well, isn't that quite the pickle? Now how about we have a little chat, eh? You got yourself turned around and not sure where to go, yeah? Well, I'll be happy to tell you anything I can, just ask away. The painting sounded rather high-spirited. Perhaps you were simply excited to have the opportunity to speak with someone, so you decided you would ask the painting a few questions. Some questions? Okay. Save the game. I don't know if this matters. I think this is just, you choose any option. And it would just say, you know, it would just go through all of them anyway. Who are you? Me? Well, as you can see, I'm a painting. Why did I end up as a painting? Hard to say. Maybe I was reborn as a painting because I used to really like art. Though there are things I painted that I wish I hadn't. Maybe that regrets what turned me into this. Hopefully I get the chance to apologize to him about that. Anywho, no point in getting into more detail than that. Wouldn't mean anything to you, so enough about me. Apologize to him. Alright, you don't know anything about yourself. A shame that. Alright then, a favor for you, since you can't tell me about yourself. If you run into him, could you tell him I really regret what I did? I know I should tell him myself, but well, as you can see, I'm stuck here, can't move an inch, so I've got to ask for help. I feel absolutely terrible about painting that picture. I know, yeah, the deadline's way past that one, but that's what makes it regret, yeah? Because you can't take it back? By the time I realized that it was too late, he was already dead. He's long since passed away. Huh? Are you supposed to give a dead fellow a message? Well, for all you know, the dead could be wandering these halls too. So please, if you come across him, tell him I said that. I didn't mean any harm with that painting. Or maybe you are him? Somehow? Weird. Save the game. Okay. Who am I? Just cause you don't know who you are doesn't mean you go asking around other people. I'm not a person, you say? Well, no, you're right, but I'm not gonna know anything about you that you can't tell me yourself. I mean, from where I'm standing, you look almost like a walking cloud of shadow. Can't even tell what you look like. The maid who was with you before, did she call you master? Well, I see. But the question is, which era's master are you? How many doors have you been through? 3 doors, eh? And of those, did any of them bring him anything back? Well, it's not an easy thing recovering yourself. Or maybe you weren't behind any of those 3 doors. Yeah, that's gotta be it. That was your first time witnessing those tragedies. Yours is another door. So tell me, how'd you feel looking behind those doors? Was it frightening? Saddening? Heart-wrenching? Well, let me tell you something. You were able to bear them because they weren't your tragedies. If the next door you open is yours, well, will you be able to bear it? Will you be able to accept your own tragedy? It's one thing seeing others suffering, but your own? If you have to face emotions you want to keep buried, secrets you want to keep hidden away, and pain you want to forget, do you think you'll be able to accept them as your own? If you can't, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't accuse you of running away if you chose not to reclaim your old self. Nothing wrong with erasing your memory of something if it was so bad you didn't want to face it in the first place. Let it be rewritten as someone else's story. That'll make it a whole lot easier on you. Because you never know. The most unfortunate tale of all may, well, be your own. Or perhaps that goes for everything about you. You won't know till you see it. Well, that's true enough. But once you do, there might not be any turning back. Or do you mean to reclaim your old self no matter the cost? If you do, if you're sincerely prepared to do that, then be wary of the tale that comes next. Any tragedy that seems too beautiful to be real is precisely that. a fabrication. If it turns out you're someone from behind the next door, then perhaps you're my... You're my what? You didn't finish the sentence. You didn't finish the sentence, man. What is this place? Oof, talking about some hard-hitting questions. I'm probably not the one who'll be able to answer that for you. I don't have a very deep connection with this mansion, you see. I swear, I got nothing to gain from lying, do I? It's my regrets that have turned me into this. I wasn't summoned here by no one, that's said. There's one thing I can tell you. This place summons people. People who have ties to something that happened long, long ago. No one knows that anything even happened. I didn't know either, till she told me. Though I haven't the foggiest of how much of it's true or not. Are you here because you were summoned by her? Or did you come here of your own will to find someone? If you came here of your own volition and you weren't summoned by her, then mayhaps you'll be the one who can break. Break what? You never finish your sentences. Say nothing. Who's the maid? Might as well ask her that directly. She won't say till you regain your old self? I see. Well, in that case, if you want to know, you know what you gotta do. It's entirely up to you whether you make an ally or an enemy out of her. There's no guaranteeing she's even right in the head. You never know. Maybe you're not the only one who hasn't found themselves. What do you mean by that? That sounds ominous. I haven't talked that much in a long time. Feels great. And now that I've got that out of my system, I should be able to get some good sleep. You're probably still wandering in the dark right now, but I really hope you find the outcome you want. I mean that. You could either reclaim your old self or you could toss it aside. The choice is yours either way. Now, since it looks like your S-score isn't showing up, what do you plan to do next? How about taking a look around the place since you got a little free time? Could be you come across some things you wouldn't with her around. Alright, if you're gonna go exploring, I've got the perfect thing. Stick your hand to the canvas, would you? The painting was so wrapped in impenetrable darkness. A perfect, all-consuming void. The man had told you to put your hand into it. You... Okay. I mean, you gotta, right? I mean, I don't know. Does this affect the ending? I don't know. I'm gonna go through it the way I would, normally go through it. If there's any other endings to get, maybe I'll try looking that up later. But let's see. Just gotta do it. Why would you not do it? You extended your hand for the painting. The moment your fingertips brush against the darkness, it swallowed your hand up to the wrist. No, not there. That tickles. A little to the right. As the man at the painting had instructed, you groped around the inside of the darkness. You groped the painting. Before long, you felt something hard at your fingertips. Clenching the object, you withdrew your hand. Your arm was still intact. You spread your fingers, and there you found a key. Wow. That tickled. With that key, you could access the master bedroom. A while back, she tossed it in to me. The damn little bug. So yeah, it ain't mine. Don't worry about giving it back. However, I bet there's something worth seeing in there, if she felt the need to toss that key. Alright, well, I'm gonna get some sleep. You take care. If you happen to learn my name, come pay me another visit, should the fancy strike you. Having said that, the painting fell quiet. In your hand lay a small key. It seemed rather antique and vaguely familiar. Silence once again drew over the corridor. You stood there all alone, no sign of the maid. After considering it for a few moments, you decided to explore the mansion on your own. Alright, a lot of places we can go. You can call for the maid immediately. You can do that, I guess. Alright, so, suddenly there's a lot of choices we can make, This is a visual novel. Again, I don't know if it matters, though. You might be able to just choose all of it later anyway, but let's go in order. Let's go to entrance. You made your way to the mansion's entrance. There's no one around, nor any source of light. Groping through the darkness, you found the front door, which was sealed shut with a heavy bar. You press against the bar, but it remained firmly in place. The door did not budge either. Okay, so we're trapped in here. So I guess it doesn't matter if we leave or not. It seemed you could not leave the mansion. Burn the witch. Crucify the impure. When you made to step away from the entrance, you heard a muffled voice. You looked around, but were unable to determine the source of the voice. Nor could you be sure whom you had heard either. Giving up on finding anything at the entrance, you decided to head somewhere else. Okay, let's go to the fireplace. You made your way to the room with the fireplace. The remain of the fire crackled weakly, leaving the room in a veil of darkness. You remember that you had awoken here. Out of sheer curiosity, you sat down in the rocking chair you'd been asleep in. Creak, creak, creak. It was as soothing as a cradle to a baby, and in short order you found your consciousness drifting from your grasp. Uh-oh. I don't know if that's what I wanted. Reading a story by a fireplace like this almost makes you feel like we're in another world, doesn't it, Master? I bet that's why troubadours before our pubs, so they can be near the fire. Oh, you're such a cynic. But that's okay. Say, do you remember when I first arrived here? When I was cleaning the library. Your eyes slowly slid open. Fragments of a pleasant dream lingered in the back of your mind. The crackling of a fire, the taste of warm wine. However, there was nothing pleasant about the fireplace sitting before you. No warm, crackling flames. In fact, the brisk air of the room overpowered the remnants of the ember left there. A chill ran down your spine. Afraid you might freeze stiff if you stayed there much longer, you resume your exploration of the mansion. Okay. Past memories, eh? Let's see, let's go to the den. Let's go back here, I guess, the pool table. Still here, apparently. The scent of cigarette smoke lingered in the den. However, the room was silent. Not even an echo of the men's chattering remained. Something was moving. Billiard balls. Billiards balls? There's no one present to strike the balls. They arose spontaneously around the table. The path they traced across the surface was rough and erratic, contrasting that of when the former master had held the cube. The spheres collided awkwardly with one another, not a single one coming close to the pockets. I guess they're really bad, this weird ghost playing pool. As an experiment, you pulled a ball off the table. In response, the paths of the balls became even clumsier. Having lost one of their targets, they began bouncing aimlessly off the cushioned walls of the table. As you stared intently at the table, a man's voice rang out from somewhere in the room. Spinning around, you saw a silhouette of a man. However, you could not make out what the man was saying. I don't know what he's saying. The man thrust his finger at the table. He appeared to want you to return the ball. You reluctantly placed the billiards back on the table. When you did, the balls resumed endlessly colliding with one another, never landing in any of the pockets. Or isn't that Jacopo? Maybe? It's hard to tell. I think that's Jacopo, right? I guess that's the shadow of Jacopo, endlessly playing billiards, and I guess that's a metaphor, for how he, even though he's a master at playing pool and everything, I guess, he's never hitting the balls at any of the holes, because that's a metaphor for his story. You looked up to find the shadow gone. Having determined that the maid was not going to appear in the den, you exited the room, making your way back into the corridor. Alright. It's making a lot of sense. I mean, again, I don't think it matters, but just in case. Going to the rose garden again. Look, your hair is covered in roses. Oh, you got petals on the book. This isn't mine. I can't afford to. Though you can hear the sound of children laughing, you cannot see them. Regardless, their cheerful voices warm your heart. You decide to linger there in the garden for some time. Along with the children's laughs, wafted. Is it wafted or wafted? Wafted. Wafted a sweet fragrance. The wind blew whisking flower petals up into the air. It was an enchanting sight. But after a while, the roses began to wilt. You could no longer hear the children's voices either. A young man stood alone in the withered rose garden. As you drew nearer, you called out to the youth, but the young man did not appear to notice you. He merely stood there, staring vaguely across the garden. The youth muttered something in a lifeless voice. This isn't what I wanted. I just wanted a normal, peaceful life. I can't bear being alone. I can't take this. Someone, get me out of here. Oh God, tell me that I'm not the bad one here. He tried to call out to the young man several times, but he did not seem to hear you. He simply continued muttering to himself. Okay, well that's the shadow of Mel, I guess. Before long, the youth's shadow faded into nothing. Unable to bear the chilly air any longer, you stepped back into the mansion. Let's see. Go into the cellar. Sounds like a bad idea, though. I guess let's go to the cellar. Isn't this where the beast was? When you descended into the cellar, you heard a beast-like snarling. Along with it came a sour odor and the sound of ripping flesh. You cannot see the beast, but did not make it any less unpleasant. You make it to retreat from the cellar. Oh. Rawr. Before you could, a shadowy creature lunged at you. You reflexively squeeze your eyes shut. After several moments, you open your eyes again to find a silhouette of a man standing in place of the beast. You and the shadow stared at one another for some time. You asked the shadow a question, and the shadow responded. Domo. You know, how you say hello in I mean, it depends, actually. Like, it depends on, like, you know, konbanwa, if it's evening, ohayo, if it's morning. Is it just domo? I think it's domo, right? Domo? What's it? I forget already. How do you say, like, just in general, like good afternoon? Generally, is the generic hello in Japanese. I think it's domo, right? Domo. I could be wrong, though. Was there something else? Anyway. Watashi wa yukimasa desu. No, anyway. However, they had no idea what it said, because it was speaking this strange Japanese language. The shadows seemed to be trying to communicate something to you, but trying to make sense of something you could not understand was pointless. Having no reason to remain in the cellar any longer, you made your way back upstairs. O toilet wa doko desu ka? You know? Where's the toilet? Let's see. Go to the library. The smell of dusty books filled the air of the library. You approached a shelf to examine one of the books. And suddenly, an avalanche of them came falling into the floor. You stared blankly at the mountain of books. They had fallen down on their own, but they showed no signs of putting themselves away. Since no one else was there to do it, you began placing the books back on the shelf. 1, 2, 3, a dozen, and as soon as you had gotten them all back up, they came crashing back down again. You wished very much to implore of the maid's assistance, but she did not appear to be in the area. Pretending you had not seen anything, you made your way back into the hallway. Oh, not much there, I guess. Go to stained glass window. We saw that in a slight flashback, I think. Not really a flashback, but it was like a very short scene involving Michelle and Giselle, I think, or Giselle. But you approached the stained glass window. An array of pews were arranged facing the stained glass. There seemed to be an air of tranquility about the room. You sat down on one of the pews and stared quietly forward for some time. For a moment you felt like you were on the verge of recalling something, but ultimately, the memory never managed to surface. The maid did not appear to be there. Where could she have gone? You decided to resume exploring the mansion. Alright. Definitely save before bedroom, because we have a key. I wonder if it matters. I wonder if this is actually the choice. Like, we choose the bedroom or the maid. Well, obviously, we're going to the bedroom. Let's see what's in there. Yeah, snoop around. You inserted the key you had been given into the door's keyhole, and with a twist, the door opened. The master bedroom was shrouded in darkness, much like every other room in the mansion. It had evidently been left unused for some time. The air in the room was stale and forlorn. Oh hey, Milky Hay. The art of this one looks nice, very gothic. Yeah, I mean, that's actually the feeling I've gotten from this game. In general, is very gothic. The background art though we've been seeing so far, you know, it's a little blurry, I guess, because it's not really meant to be the what do you call it? The foreground, you know? I mean, it is background. What am I trying to say? You know, it's not supposed to be the best art that they're trying to show, but rather the character art is what they focus more on, and the CGs, obviously. Anyway, Master? Master. A voice seemed to ring out from somewhere. Come on, get up. Up with you. Master! Who is this? See, what did I tell you? It's so much nicer in here with a little light. Alright, I don't know who this is. Without warning, your whole world took on bright, vivid colors. Light streamed through the window, illuminating a well-lit bedroom. A woman's silhouette stood before you. Wait a second. Don't you hide under your bedspread. Get out of here. Oh, but Master, you agreed that I could open the doors. Or, not doors, windows, rather. Don't worry, I put curtains up. If it gets too bright, you can draw them. Mornings take the best parts of being outside, squeeze them all into the same few hours. I don't know about that. I don't like mornings. I hate mornings. You don't have to go outside in the sunlight for it either. Just listen to all the wonderful sounds. You mean the annoying birds that chirp outside my window as I'm trying to sleep? I don't know about that. The joyous song of the birds, the sway of the trees, and the rustling of the leaves. You tried to call out to the silhouette, but it did not respond. Reaching out for her, your hand simply passed through her body. It did not seem to be you that she was speaking to. Perhaps you were looking at a scene from some other period of time. Am I being as pushy as I feel right now? I completely misjudged you. You're the exact opposite of what I thought you were. Let's see. I thought you were cold and cruel, heartless and incomprehensible, but I'm beginning to get a better idea. You try to put on airs, but you're really rather childish. You have a short temper, but can surprisingly be playful. What else? You have a pretty difficult personality, too. Now, hear me out here. That's not everything. Give me a chance to talk and you listen intently. You can be kinda nice, too. We agreed that we live together, not just in the same house, so we've got plenty of time to add more to the list. And I hope you can make your own list about me, too. This is just the beginning, after all. We've got a long, long time ahead of us. Plenty enough to get to know each other, no? Let's not waste any time, then. What do you say we do something today that we haven't been able to before? Where should we begin? Oh, I know. We could get this place cleaned up. After there's some actual light in here, we can see all sorts of things we'd probably rather not. Like dust. All over the place. Okay. Very, like, optimistic and, energetic maid, I assume. Reminds me of Maria, which, well, I mean, Maria was a horrible person, though. This person seems different, however. Maybe they're actually nice for once. When the woman's shadow faded away, the master bedroom transformed back into its old dreary state. Master, can you say my name? You were unsure how to describe the urge welling up within your breast. You could not say her name. For some reason, I guess. You stood unmoving in the master bedroom for some time, but it did not appear anything else was going to happen, so you decided to head somewhere else. Okay, I guess that's it. It's just a short little scene there. We can go back to the glass window, though, for some reason. I don't know why, but why not? You returned to the room of the stained glass window. You had searched throughout the mansion, but had no luck finding the maid. You felt somewhat tired, though you were not quite sure whether it was a physical exhaustion or otherwise. You had little interest in doing any more moving about. Taking a seat in one of the pews, you gazed up at the stained glass. Staring solemnly down back at you was the archangel set to weigh the souls of the deceased. Perhaps he was trying to weigh your soul. Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah, I don't know why we could go back to the window, but let's finally call for the maid. I imagine this is what actually will bring the maid to you. Master. There she is. Oh, there you are, Master. You gave me quite the scare. After returning from the third door, you disappeared without a word. Oh my, it was I who disappeared? That is quite strange. I did not go anywhere as far as I'm aware. Nevertheless, I am glad to have found you. I would have been a complete loss for what to do if I had been separated from you yet again. I did indeed say that when you first arrived. I have been waiting for your return for a very long time. For centuries, as a matter of fact. That would make me a ghost then, you say? I'm very much not a ghost. Would I be able to hold your hand if I were? Saying this, the maid took your hand. It was cold enough to send a shiver down your spine, and completely devoid of life. So I don't know, I was saying, my first thought is vampire. It could be, she could be a zombie, or, I don't know, I mean, there was like rumors of a witch as well, so maybe she's just a witch? Though as chilling as it may have been, you still took comfort in the feeling of her hand in yours. The maid looked down at you with gentle eyes. After a few moments of silence, she sat down beside you. The stained glass is quite beautiful, is it not? Every time I see it, it brings tranquility to my heart. A dreadful, deep-rooted curse afflicts this mansion. However, this room is the one exception. Can you feel the purity that hangs in the air, Master? Yes. What is it, Master? You are correct. The stained glass window had been shattered and was not present in the time period of the previous tale. I wonder. Perhaps it is because the mansion we are in presently resides in a realm separate from the real world. We are in a world constructed from myriad memories and histories. I'm sure when you regain your old self, Master, the mansion too shall be restored to its original state. So do try to remember, alright? Oh yes. Where did you go in my absence, Master? I see. So you explored the mansion then. And did you find anything noteworthy? Memories? I'm not quite sure what you mean. How peculiar. As a servant of this house, I pride myself in being aware of most everything present within these walls. I wonder whose memories they could be. The key to the master bedroom. Why did I throw away the key? I beg your pardon. You say a painting told you. You could see the perplexity on the maid's face. You had never seen her make such an expression before. I know nothing of any key. Oh, Master, you should not tell jokes meant to cause others discomfort. But a talking painting, you say? You seem to have a rather vivid imagination. Maybe you could tell the next tale, Master. I'm only teasing. Now, that was a nice break, but we should get moving. The tale I'm about to show you is the last of the mansion's memories. Okay, is the last one? Are we getting to the end already? I've heard this game is at least 30 hours, and we've barely, are halfway, so even though it's the last story, it might not be the last thing we do in this game. I'm certain you will remember yourself after seeing it. To our feet. The final door is not far. And please, do not let go of my hand. Or at least I think it's... I might be wrong though, I'm not sure actually. I could be misremembering it. Well, holding your hand, the maid led you to the far end of the room. Though it does seem like there's plenty of mysteries though. There's I have many questions still, so none of it is still answered. Crossing beneath the stained glass window, a metal door came into view. Our destination lies at the top of these stairs. There we will find the one last door. She pushed open the metal door, revealing a long, long spiral staircase. Alright. Going up a tower, maybe? Or are we going down or up? Actually, I already forgot what she said. It will be a bit of a walk, so let us be on our way. And please do watch your step. This is called an observation tower. Okay, we are going up. Normally, towers such as these were built in castles or churches, so it is rather strange for there to be one in a mansion. The last door I wish to show you, Master, resides at the top of this tower. Rectangular windows are carved out of the stone in several locations along the way up the spiral staircase. You attempted to peer out the windows, but all you could see was a thick layer of fog. Perhaps the maid's suggestion that the mansion did not presently reside in reality was in fact correct. Or is it like Silent Hill? We're just in another dimension, I guess. With each step upward, you found yourself gripped by an indescribable sense of anxiety. The feeling somewhat resembled irritation or annoyance. Sensing this, the maid tightly gripped your hand. Oh, there's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine. It's all in the past. No matter what may happen, so long as you do not let go of my hand, You have nothing to fear. You and the maid continue climbing the stairs, up and up, around and around, marching ever nearer the supposed final door. High up into the tower, as the light from below drew distant, a round wood door came into view. Patches of what appeared to be blood stained the surface, and holes had been bored into it with sharp objects of some sort. You heard a scream from far below where no one should have been. "Kill the witch! Kill the witch! Kill the witch! Burn her! Burn her! Burn her!" You were struck with fear. Next moment, the maid opened the door, and then you slowly descended into darkness. Here you go, the fourth door. Ooh, all the way back there? 1099. How do you say that actually? 1099. So that's like way further in the past. Compared to the first story, this is like 600 years in the past. Or, well, not, maybe it's not 600, more like, 500, rather. So we're going all the way, very, very all the way back to the past. Even further beyond. Interesting. I guess we'll see what happens.